What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's the word? Old school people say Thunderbird. What's the word? Thunderbird. What's going on, friends and family? I appreciate y'all for continuing to hold me down. Thank you, 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 thank you to everybody that's in the chat. Somebody said you're gonna talk about the spring break excuse downtown I-45 and Houston rodeo clown show. I can if you want me to. I've been paying attention to it. I've been seeing it. I've been seeing everything that's been going on. Just checking in with the chat, seeing how y'all rocking out. Got me a good shave today. So I'm feeling really aerodynamic. You know what I'm saying? Feeling more aerodynamic than ever before. What's going on? Tornadoes, blizzards. Yeah, upper Michigan and Marquette. It's bad out there. It's super bad. Let me see. Sabrina in the building, Donna Architect, Jesse Xavier. PNT for PNT. I don't know what that is. Pint for pint, print for print. K Cooper, didn't I tell you how to turn that off? How not to see that type of stuff anymore? I didn't give you that game. K Cooper, you not paying attention. Keisha says, respect your work ethic, AD. Remember you live streamed yesterday. It's a fact. What up, OG Rihanna? I appreciate you. Dean Murray, Jesse Xavier. Prime Time, Purple Haze, your car in the building. This is a great show last night on Room 9. Movie review. I got a set of videos I got to send you to. Sabrina, Phoenix. What up, Phoenix? Sean Punch, I appreciate you. ABJ Wise and Strong. Fi Brown in the building. Noble Xavier, I see you. Yeah, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up to everybody that's in the chat? What up to everybody in the chat? It's prime time since I missed the lives yesterday. Spaces missed his opportunity to comment on the movie reviews, but that's all right. That's all right. We had a good time. Platinum Prophetess, I see you. You didn't miss the live yesterday. It was extra. Timothy Hunt says live from Brooklyn, New York. Where y'all tapping in at? Where y'all tapping in at? I want to know where y'all tapping in at. I know it's some people over here in Michigan and Detroit in particular. Obviously, Brooklyn is in the house. I know Ohio is representing. What up, Crown? Philadelphia says Jason 18. Philly, of course, Philly is in the building. Houston, Texas, says Rod. Ecorse, Michigan. Palm Bay, Florida. Love to be down there right now. Raleigh, I see you, Raleigh. Philly, again. Big Buffalo, New York, Houston, San Antonio. What up, San Ann? Boston, Massachusetts. Detroit in the building. Brooklyn, stand up. North California. Southern California is where the better weather is at. New Jersey. Murderapolis, Minneapolis. Covington, Georgia. Pebble Beach. New Orleans in here, you heard me? Texas, Jersey, Baltimore, New Orleans, cold in Houston today, Austin, Fort Worth, Georgia, Tulsa, North Carolina, Baltimore, Memphis, Tennessee, San Antonio, Texas, Detroit via Knoxville, Atlanta, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Atlanta metro area. I see a couple Atlantas in here, Kansas City, Greenwich, Tennessee, New York, Texas, Louisiana. Do we got anybody that's in Washington, D.C.? Where my Washington, D.C. people at? Huntsville, Alabama, Columbia, Cleveland, Queens in the building, Tallahassee, Florida, Augusta, Georgia, Naptown, St. Paul, St. Louis, Philly in the building, Rosedale Park, I see you in Detroit, Jacksonville, Florida, Clarksville, Tennessee, South Carolina, Cayman Islands, Memphis, Shreveport, Louisiana, Virginia Beach, Columbus, Ohio, the Netherlands. Shout out to the Netherlands. London is in the house. We in the house right now. It's us right now. We're gonna fly. That's us right now. All right, y'all, you ready to get started with the show? Looking for the host, Texas? Oh, God. Olive Branch, Louisiana. I see you. Johnstown, Pennsylvania. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. We got a full show with y'all today. For y'all today, first thing I got to do is I got to acknowledge the people that support the platform. Washington, North Carolina. All right. Shout out to my guy, Mike That Dude. I appreciate you, Mike That Dude, for holding me down. Thank you, my friend. Real Life PJ says, good morning, 80 in the Bag Chasers. I will be rewatching the live stream the day after work, but have a blessed morning. Shout out to all of the rewatchers. Shout out to the people that watched the whole stream, not the half stream, whole stream. Let me see what I got on the docket today. Iran. That's a good one. Homes in the market, gas prices, California. Michael B. Jordan. Let's start there.
Good evening. I'll eat it. I know this has been a long night, but I just one thing here to. All right, come on, stop. Hold on, hold the music, please. I do have something very important to say. And the nominees for lead actor are
Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon.
You tell her that Larry Hart is drunk with beauty. And italicized the word drunk.
Wagner Mora, The Secret Agent.
Não sou a pessoa do jogo. Mas esse cara, eu matava ele com um martelo.
Michael B. Jordan, Sinners.
Looking for freedom, well, who's never gonna find until it is.
Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme.
It goes without saying, I'm in no position to settle down right now. Get that out of your mind. I will not settle down right now, okay?
Leonardo DiCaprio, Mandado After Another.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. Damn it! Viva la revolution!
And the Oscar goes to Michael B. Jordan.
This is the first Oscar win and nomination for Michael B. Jordan.
It's a lot going on here, guys. All right, number one, let me back up for a moment. Let me back up for a minute. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. And the one reason that I want to say shout out to Michael B. Jordan is because he didn't have no little hussy that's sitting there next to him trying to get all of the visibility, taking away all of his accolades and the visit, you know, what he's supposed to have next to him. Michael B. Jordan had his moms sitting next to him. So that's the realest thing ever. That's the realest thing ever, is that he ain't had no little hussy sitting there trying to take up the visibility. He got his mama sitting there, the person that was driving him to and from where he needed to be, person that supported him, that believed in him. His mama. Mama is right there. Shout out to Mom. And you know what's so funny? If you actually look at when they announced, because he got some stiff competition. My man's that played the tennis player, what's his name? Let me see his name. Timothy Chalamet. That dude is a hell of an actor, bro. Ethan Hawke, hell of an actor. Leonardo DiCaprio, hell of an actor. Wagner, hell of an actor. All of them guys is beasts. Is beasts. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell that they genuinely wanted him to win. Like if you look at Leonardo DiCaprio's reaction.
Michael B. Jordan.
Like, because he been winning his entire life. And to see somebody that's actually really talented, that worked their ass off, that didn't take no shortcuts, that wasn't anointed by people, but was just absolutely 100. How is Timothy a hater? Timothy ain't no hater. He first of all, I'm pretty sure he wanted to win too, but he ain't no hater. He's clapping for him and he's smiling for him just like everybody else. How's Timothy a hater?
Michael B. Jordan.
How's he a hater? Come on, man. This is what I hate about us, bro. We can't just say, yo, look, niggas already hating on him. Michael B. Jordan is not talented. Man, get the hell out of here, bro. And look, I guess it's gonna be one of them days where we just gonna he killed it in Doom. I guess this is gonna be one of them days where we gonna have to agree to disagree, and we just gonna be going back and forth in the chat. Because y'all a mess, bro. Y'all a mess. See, Michael B. Jordan is not gonna have to worry about white people. These people actually celebrating them and want them to win. You could see the genuine reaction when they wanted him to win. Michael B. Jordan ain't gonna have to worry about them peoples. Michael B. Jordan got to worry about people that look like him. Why y'all can't just say, yo, man, that was dope. Sinners was a great movie. He a great actor. He doing his thing, man. Celebrations. Congratulations to him. How you gonna say he not talented? That's why I don't feel bad when the culture comes against me, because I don't see no white people sitting there saying Anton is not great at what he does. Anton is not talented. No, his best movie was not Fruitvale Station. Come on, man. Go and check his catalog. That dude been acting since the beginning of time. He was in The Wire. He was in Fruitvale Station. He did great in Black Panther. He did great. Man, come on, bro. Creed. Michael B. Jordan is doing a phenomenal job, bro. Phenomenal job. Come on, man. Y'all can't. If you're looking for any kind of accolades or any kind of acknowledgement from the community, you can forget it, bro. You can forget it. I don't know, it's because the nigga is good looking and that he didn't slept with maybe your favorite chick's favorite chick, that he ain't got no smut on his name. Michael B. Jordan is one of the first black actors in a long time that ain't got no smut on his name and is just 100% dialed in on mastering his craft. You ain't seen him get out of line when it comes to politics. You ain't seen him get out of line when it comes to culture. You ain't seen him say nothing incendiary. He do his job. He take care of his business. He's standing on the shoulders of giants, and he acknowledged the people that came before him. And the people want to see him win, man. What's wrong with Michael B. Jordan, bro? I don't think it's a Michael B. Jordan movie that come out that I don't want to see. Come on, you can't. What happened? Y'all from the same city? Y'all from the same city, and he got the nod. You didn't get the nod. What happened, bro? Come on, man. Come on, bro. You can't say Michael B. Jordan ain't the man, bro. He the man, man. He the man, bro. You was on dude about being with Lori Harvey. What that got to do with his acting ability? Why do y'all conflate things? So because he dated a girl and so that was a part of popular culture, that's a completely different conversation about whether or not he's talented in movies and acting. Come on, man. Y'all, the community is the worst, bro. The community is the worst, bro. It's the worst ever. It is genuinely the worst ever, bro. I don't understand y'all, man. I don't understand why y'all hate each other so much. You can't even blame the white man or nothing like this, bro. Good God, dude, work his ass off. He work his ass off, and y'all feeling some type of way about Michael B. Jordan? The minute that I thought y'all was gonna say, "Oh man, that's dope. He's awesome." Yes, man, we got to celebrate him. We got to uphold him because he's the personification of what we would like to see in the culture to be successful and celebrate of how people can just work hard and rock out. Why y'all don't celebrate each other? It's crazy, man. Everybody in the audience is clapping for him, celebrating him. White people, black people.
This is the first Oscar win and nomination for Michael B. Jordan.
First Oscar, man. Took Denzel Washington till he was old, until he was almost a training day for Denzel Washington to really get the flowers that he deserved, bro.
Man, God is good. God is good.
He get all my respect in the world just off of that right there. He get all my respect in the world by just acknowledging God. And the first thing that he ain't say it at the end. He didn't forget to say it. He didn't forget to acknowledge God. First thing that he said when he got up there is God is good. God is good, man. I love this guy, man. I honestly, man, I like him, bro. I like him a lot, man. I think that he's an awesome actor. He seems to be, obviously, I don't know his personal life, but presenting, he seems to be a really good person, man. And you just got to celebrate sometimes the winners, bro. Honestly, let me be real with you. It's not, I want to hear his speech, but it don't even matter about whether or not you love him in movies or whether you think he the best actor or not, man. Like, how come we can't just celebrate wins? A win is a win in the moment. Like, it don't even matter. Okay, maybe you think that the Tim dude was better because he's a really great actor too, or whatever, man. Like, celebrate when a nigga win. Oh, man, he win. But the first thing that person say, man, he ain't even really that good, bro. He ain't really that good. No, dog, a win is a win. He's good at what he does. He won an Oscar. He earned it. The movie did great at the box office. He crushing it in every single capacity of the show. Why y'all gotta hate on Michael B? He ain't even did nothing to nobody. That was some not you, Long Way. I know you objectively, Michael. I mean, Long Way ENT. You objectively is saying, now I'm gonna disagree with you. You're objectively saying you don't care about him, but then, for example, you got people in here that say nobody cares about your respect. Yes, you do. That's why you're watching. You had to subscribe just to be able to comment and say that. You care. You care. You wanted me to see your comment. Now I'm acknowledging you. And so, while you looking dusty as hell, winners win and losers lose. Winners win and losers lose, bro. You said you know why he hasn't been to jail? Doesn't date Cardi B? Look at these niggas. Didn't he take a picture with Diddy? I hate the community, bro. I can't stand the culture. I can't stand the culture, bro. I can't stand the cultures. But see, the one blessing that about life is what God got for you, can't no man and nobody stop you from getting, bro. What God got for you, nobody can stop you from getting, bro. Don't even matter about who your haters are or what's around you. You got to focus on the prize, man.
And your mama, what's up? Y'all know how I feel about my mother and my father's here. Your pops, where you at? My dad came in from Ghana. He flew in from Ghana to be here. My brother, my sister's here.
He acknowledging his father, his family, God. That's a good dude, man. I don't care what y'all say. I like Michael B. Jordan.
Family. I want to thank Warner Brothers. I want to thank Mike and Pam for believing in this dream, this vision of Ryan Coogler, and betting on a culture and betting on original ideas and original artistry. And you're an amazing, amazing person. I'm so honored to call you a collaborator and a friend, and you gave me the opportunity and space for me to be seen. And I love you too, bro. Love you to death. I would like to thank my incredible cast. Wunmi, thank you so much for giving Smoke opportunity to be him. Haley at home, she's getting ready to have a baby right now. Thank you so much for being the other half of Stack. Miles, Delroy, Jamie, everybody, Lily, Omar, the entire cast. I thank you guys for supporting me through this. My team, Phil Sun, Greg Sluitt, Lindsey Gallen, man, y'all. I stand here because of the people that came before me. Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Halle Berry, Jamie Foxx, Forrest Whitaker, Will Smith, and to be amongst those giants, amongst those greats, amongst my ancestors, amongst my guys. Thank you, everybody in this room and everybody at home for supporting me over my career. I feel it. I know you guys want me to do well, and I want to do that because you guys bet on me. So thank you for keep betting on me. And I'm gonna keep stepping up, and I'm gonna keep being the best version of myself I could be. So I just want to say thank you for everybody in this room that had something to do with my success. I love you guys, and everybody at home who supported Sinners, who went to go see the movie once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Thank you, because you guys made this movie what it is. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Shout out to Michael B. Jordan, bro. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan for winning in Sinners. Again, I don't understand the hate. I don't understand people saying negative things about him. A good actor is a good actor. And he didn't say anything bad, and he didn't say anything crazy. So shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Let me read some of these super chats and see what y'all thoughts are on this real quick. Coach Chris says, AD, why does our culture always have to pull each other down? It's like there's a requirement to be black to hate on each other. That's why you got to divest yourself. I've been saying that the culture is trash for years. I've been saying that the culture is trash. Who's the next great black actor you see? I just say I don't even say black actor. I think that black people hate on Michael B. Jordan, but he's just a great actor in general. No way they could justify him not winning. He played 2 people. I don't think it's that he played 2 people. I just think that he showed range. It was just a good movie. It was an authentically good original movie, and I like the movie. I don't think it's the fact that he just played 2 people. I think that he just showed range. Coach Chris says, it's just like when women love to have a sorry dude so they can go in a hair salon and talk trash about him. How backwards are we as a people? Some dude in here hating because I asked for your advice. He talking about AD ain't your daddy. Like, why can't I ignore niggas? You got to, sometimes you might even block them. DJ Boat says he isn't praising the same God as us. He has practiced Babalawo and African spirituality stuff. That's not hate. If Leonardo DiCaprio got up there and he won an Oscar, y'all niggas would not be trying to figure out what God he. First of all, I don't even know if that's true. I don't believe it. He said, God is good. Usually the people that say God is good, they go to the church. They go to the church. They don't say God. You know what that is? That's a God is good all the time. Listen, man, y'all can hate however y'all want to hate. He winning. He winning. He winning. Y'all care nothing, bro. Y'all amaze me, man. Seriously, bro. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it, bro. Somebody said, nah, he said it in the interviews before. I don't care. I don't care. We talking about acting. Y'all go and see some of the worst people that's ever did some of the worst things in society. This is about acting. Do y'all criticize every basketball player and try to figure out what his spirituality is? I don't get it, bro. I just don't get it, man. It's nobody that's ever going to be good enough for y'all. Y'all niggas is demons in real life, bro. Y'all just got done doing some foul shit last night, probably. And then you sit there and criticize this nigga for winning Best Actor. You can't win for losing, bro. You just can't, man. I don't know. It's like we attracted to hate. We attracted to hate, man. Somebody said, go. No, I don't give a fuck. When I go to see Michael B. Jordan, I'm going to see him as the actor. I don't care about what you got going on if that's not the thing that I know you for. Did you kill somebody? Did you say death to America or something? Otherwise, man, I don't care. How did this become about God, about Christianity? He said God is good. Next thing you know, y'all talking about the Bob boat. What is y'all talking about? How do you know that he hasn't even changed and now he's away from that and that he actually focuses on Jesus? How do you know? That's why people don't go to church. That's why people don't fuck with that junk, man. That's why people hate it. Because the very ones that got the most to say is the ones that are supposed to be the most righteous. Y'all don't even know. Y'all have no clue. He may have turned his life over to God the day before yesterday. You don't know. Y'all have no clue. You don't know. You don't know what these people dealing with. Y'all talking about everything but what matters. We got so much work to do when it comes to our own journey and making sure that we get into heaven, because we're going to get in by the skin of our teeth if we make it. We got so much work to do that we don't have no time to be focusing on whether or not Michael B. Jordan is really about that life. You don't have no time. Listen, you probably never, ever gonna meet Michael B. Jordan ever in your life. But guess who you do have to focus on? Yourself. He thanked God. He acknowledged his family, his mom, and everybody that supported him. And he didn't get into the bullshit. Now, when I wake up in the morning, I don't see white people. I don't see Indian people. I don't see Asian people. I don't see Latino people. I don't see nobody hating on him except for black people. That's crazy. And you know what's so funny? You know what the funniest part about this? And I'm about to move on to the next part of the show. You know what the funniest part about this is? Is that I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to throw this on the docket so that I can start the show off on a positive note. I don't want to start the show off on nothing negative before I start to authentically see what's going on in the news and all of that. I know we got to get to that. But I said, you know what? I want to start the show off on some good energy. It's going to be Monday. We're going to run it up. All of this stuff, bro. And the first thing that people say is they trying to tear this dude down. It's like, dog, what'd he do to you? Y'all ain't get no sex last night? Crazy. Absolutely crazy, bro. Y'all hate. This is what it comes down to. If you are ever going to be super successful, you can't focus on the people that only want to limit your success based off of what their criteria is. You gotta grow beyond your environment, your circumstance, because people only want you to get to a certain level. And if you ever get to the point to where you Oscar level or you get 1 million subscribers, nigga, they coming out the woodwork. Everybody that secretly didn't want you to win is gonna be right there waiting on you, bro. People want you to win, but not too much. Don't get an Oscar, nigga. It's crazy, man. Cursed. Cursed people. Accursed people, bro. You know the same people in your chat hating on you. That's cool. I know what it is, but it don't matter. What God got for me, can't nobody stop me. Lil Black Duck says, I bet my bottom dollar that these same folks will be the first ones to buy a ticket if R. Kelly had it. Yep, they would. I'm a flirt. Soon as I see you walking down the club, I'm a flirt. They would be right there. Absolutely. 100% they would. Curse Michael B. Jordan, celebrate R. Kelly. Nobody would have anything to say if it was Leonardo DiCaprio. All right, man. Let me see what else is going on since you niggas are so negative. Let me give you some bullshit to focus on. Since y'all want to focus on the hood and the streets. Before we get to the real news, let's talk about the haters. Let's talk about Emmanuel Ocho and Stephen A. Smith. How about that? They really hate Stephen A. Smith.
You and Cam Newton have an interesting thing to get to. Cam Newton put out a video earlier today saying that you can't play that card. I'll let you guys take a listen to what he had to say.
Hold on, let me see something.
Keeping it pushing, we got to talk about probably the funniest news of the day. Stephen A. Smith going back and forth with the New Orleans Pelicans organization. He had a lot to say today. I'll just let you guys listen. This was after he went at Zion for being overweight.
I'm at the top of the heap in this profession and getting paid for it, by the way. And by the way, my popularity is more than anybody you got on your team outside of Zion Williamson. Again, not throwing any shade on the players, just giving you facts. Why am I bringing all of these things up, New Orleans Pelicans? Because you can't about you. We are approaching the tail end of the season. We are in the month of March. Nearly 65 games have been played, and you're still searching for your 20th victory. Y'all are horrible.
Can we stop? What do the two things have to do with each other? All right, look, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to win cash while you're watching games. And you'll think and getting rich way too late in life. Because now Stephen A. Smith, I feel like, is trying to live out his 20-year-old dreams as a 58-year-old. Whether it's the overly exhaustive pictures getting on the private jet, whether it's the stadium entrances, like, why are we consistently, it's one thing if you got to read somebody they Miranda rights on occasion, consistently talking about how much money you make and consistently talking about being at the top of your profession. Like, Stephen A. has main character syndrome to the highest degree. Now, to Stephen A.'s credit, Stephen A. is at the top of the profession. First Take is killing every other show, including my former show, at the same time slot. So I know just how talented Stephen A. is firsthand. But there comes a point where it's like, bro, your job is to report on the athletes, report on the news. Your job is not to be the news. And that's my only thing with Stephen A. is, like, he's consistently become the story as opposed to covering the story. And back in the day,
that's one of the reasons why Stephen A. became one of the highest paid, or the, let me rephrase that. Let me put some respect on Stephen A.'s name, because you know, it's one thing for me to criticize his political opinion, but it's another thing for me to actually criticize how he got there. And Stephen A. has been at the top for so long, and one of the ways that he was able to leverage himself and his name and his visibility and his likeness to get a huge bag, to get that 100 million plus, is he was able to market himself. Marketing yourself is exactly why people book Stephen A. People got him on interviews. People want him to do this. People want him to do that. Isn't that what football players do? Isn't that how they get their endorsements? Isn't that how they get their bag? Isn't that how they sell tickets? Isn't that how they sell jerseys? Isn't that how they leverage being able to run up a bag in the NFL and outside of the NFL with endorsements and things like that? Isn't that what you're supposed to do as an entertainer? You make yourself irreplaceable. Isn't that what Shannon Sharp did? He made a name for himself outside of it. He's promoting everything about Stephen A. Isn't that how Stephen A. was able to sell his book is that he got visibility by promoting himself. Honestly, this looks like hate. This looks like hate. This looks like, and I'm just trying to be as objective as possible because I don't necessarily I don't have anything against anybody. If anything, I actually criticize Stephen A's takes, right? His perspective when it comes to political subjects. I think that he's wishy-washy. He is on both sides of the fence. All of this, but this comes off as hate. This is pure hate. And you know how you know that people, maybe we should rename this stream to Why So Much Hate or something like that. Instead of the Bodyguard, Why So Much Hate? You know the thing about it is that, you know how you know when somebody is hating or when they're about to hate? Is they try to preface it by giving you a compliment before they start to criticize you. They'll say something like, and I think he's great at what he does. And this and that, and so on and so forth, or whatever. And then they start saying, they start getting personal. They don't speak on the actual issue. They speak on you as a person. You know what? He might have got rich too late in life. Nigga, the goal, first of all, Stephen A had money for a long time. He just got the 100M bag. That's the big difference. The goal is to get rich. That's the whole reason why you niggas got a podcast. That's the whole reason why you play football. If it was no money in football, I venture to say that the majority of the people that's in the NFL would never even have suited up and put on a helmet. Nigga, I don't care if you get rich when you're 70 or when you're 7. The goal is to get rich. I don't see these niggas doing a podcast, doing a faceless podcast. I see them doing their podcast to get visibility, and it's going to say, I am Emmanuel Ocho. I'm just trying to understand what the fuck is going on out here. Is the goal not to make money? Whether you're talking about it, or you playing the ball, or you producing it, or whatever. The goal is to get rich. Somebody said Anton took that personal because he got rich later in life. Well, if getting rich in your 30s is getting rich later in life, I'll take it. I'm only 43. I retired at 37. I retired from corporate America at 37. Listen, let's assume for the sake of conversation that you're right. When you gonna get rich in life? Because I would like for you to get rich too. Like you still later in life and you ain't got rich yet. So that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, how you gonna hate from outside of the club? You're not even in the rich club. If I got there at 50, if I got there at 60, I got there. But I retired at 37. 37, I retired from corporate America. If getting rich and most people don't hit the peak of their earning career today in their late 50s, early 60s. I'm not really sure if that's are you trying to say that that's not the goal is to get rich? Because you watching. Yeah, how you gonna rich shame a nigga? So you rich shaming? hey, I thought I seen it all, but somebody rich shaming like they already rich too. Yeah, Anton take that personal because he got rich later in life. I don't know anybody that got rich in their 20s personally. Not personally that I know. I know him on TV. I seen him playing basketballs and catching a basketball. I don't know any person in life, not one person in life that got rich before they was close to 50. Let me hear some more of what they got to say.
used to just cover the story, and now every day he's become the story. So that was my issue with it. He could have given that whole take without giving that portion of the take.
One, I watch First Take a few times a week, catch about 30 minutes of it. I didn't see
all right, let me back up for a minute.
You and Cam Newton have an interesting thing to get to. Cam Newton put out a video earlier today saying that you can't play that card. I'll let you guys take a listen to what he had to say.
Stephen A. made it personal, and that's what Stephen A. often does. In the sake and in the name of entertainment, he made it personal. But the other problem is, like, people get on me, Acho, your career this, your career that, and I hear them. But, like, what was hard for me is people who literally didn't make it to the league.
Pause right there, Peggy.
My good brother.
What does that mean, somebody that didn't make it to the league? What makes, okay, so let me say this also, because I'm tired of hearing this also. What makes these athletes that are now podcasters, that are in the realm and trying to get to the level that Stephen A is at, what makes athletes think that nobody can talk about sports or anything else for that matter because they didn't play professionally? Okay, so then that would mean that you shouldn't be able to talk about marriage or have an opinion, because all of these podcasts have conversations, including the Speakeasy podcast, about marriage if you've never been married. Maybe these niggas shouldn't even be on a podcast because y'all niggas are sports players, right? Stephen A, for the sake of conversation, let's just give these niggas a flower. Stephen A, Skip Bayless, all of them. They paved the way for these guys to even be sitting on a platform giving their opinion, whether it was on Fox Sports or if it's on YouTube. Newsflash. Anybody can have a conversation about anything and give their opinion, especially if the audience wants to see it. All views matter. All perspectives matter. Because whether you sports commentating, whatever it is, live streaming or whatever, it's all entertainment. It's all entertainment. And if that's the case, then I need for every last one of these sports niggas, because hold on. Who is these niggas that's on Speakeasy? Did all of them play in the NFL? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see something real quick.
Keeping it moving forward, we got to talk.
Who is so you telling me that the guy on the left and the guy on the far right, both of them actually played in the NFL, or do they then no longer have the ability to be able to say and have a sports take? Are the only people that are able to have a sports take the people that played it? Because if it's only the people that played in the NFL, then that means you need to kick off the guy on the left and the guy on the right, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. If Emmanuel Ocho have people on his platform that never played, but they have their opinion, is that not hypocritical in the pot calling the kettle black? Interesting. Let me get back to the clapback.
You and Cam Newton have an interesting.
He made it personal, but the other problem is, like, people get on me, Acho, your career this, your career that, and I hear them. But, like, what was hard for me is people who literally didn't make it to the league.
Pause right there, Peggy.
My good brother in content, Mr. Emmanuel Acho. Times have changed. And trust me, I have changed with those times. Now, given that we have these illustrious platforms
to talk our opinions, be it that it may, you can't just listen to only the people who've played this said game.
You're right.
So when you have ridicule or you critique Stephen A. Smith for not playing, and then you talk about Skip Bayless for not playing,
Yeah.
I will call your co-host.
Yeah.
He didn't play. So you don't listen to him, and he just had a viral clip or
Come on, Cook Cam.
clip with a strong message
To Stephen A.
that denounced Stephen A.
Kieran Hickey Simple. Like that's his code.
Damn, the government.
And just to say that,
The full
point,
government's
I
crazy.
definitely don't like this. I don't agree with it. I don't respect that part from Acho.
Let me cook.
One thing about
All right, look, Prize Picks is America.
Now you want to pause it.
On 5 is when your take becomes damning, belittling, or demeaning. That's when it's like, whoa. Particularly the nature of the take.
When you make it personal.
Yeah. Like I don't have an issue with somebody not playing, right? I didn't play at the
Come on, man. Come on, bro. Hold on.
Yeah. Like I don't have an issue with somebody not playing, right? I didn't play at I played at the highest level, but I didn't play at the highest level of the highest level. So like I ain't got an issue with, please give your takes if you didn't play in the chat. We love y'all's takes. But like you can't be like, man, like this dude don't even know what it takes to be great.
Why can't he? So wait a minute. You just said that your problem with him is that he didn't play. Now you're trying to clean it up after Cam Newton, who was much more successful, obviously. When Cam Newton didn't say, nah, you was off on that. Now you saying, wait a minute, but it's how and what you say when you say it. Get the fuck out of here, bro. This is all fake, bro. This is all cap.
You know how hard it is to make it to the league? Any league. Tennis, track, MLS, like any league. So when you see people saying like, yo, man, like this dude is a complete bomb. He don't know what it takes. He ain't got the heart. I was talking to my friend about this the other day. The reason I always brag about going to private school and all that other stuff is because I'm not insecure. I know if push comes to shove, I had to run through 6'3", 335-pound men's face mask, and I did it. So I don't need to act tough. When push comes to shove, I know I am tough.
What does this
You feel me? So because I did it, I actually know what it takes to do it. I also know what it takes to have limitations and not being able to do it. That's why I actually can critique when dudes don't get it done. Because I'm like, that seven cut from the slot, that's harder to guard than you think. I got beat on it a lot. And so my issue was in response to what Stephen A. was.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You never actually made it to the NBA. So it's fair assessment to say that, yep, you was able to figure out what that looks like inside of football, but maybe you don't know what it takes in order to succeed in NBA. Like anybody can sit there and pick apart anybody's argument when it comes to whether you are qualified or not qualified to criticize. Gilbert Arenas, and Gilbert Arenas hasn't done this to my knowledge, but I'm just using this as an example, because Gilbert Arenas is one of the, visible former NBA players that have a huge platform that gives his opinion. Gilbert Arenas can sit there and say, why are you niggas sitting there talking about the NBA and basketball? Why do y'all cover all sports? You should only be covering football. Because y'all don't know what it takes to actually get through and make it in the NBA. All sports are not built the same. Why can't he say that? Why can't he say that? Anybody can pick apart anybody's perspectives, but the reality is that people want to hear what Stephen A. has to say. Like him, love him, don't like his political takes, love his political takes, like him on ESPN, like him on First Take, not like him on First Take. The reality is this. It's personal for him. And maybe it's personal because Stephen A is kicking his ass in the arena where it matters because ESPN absolutely shut down Fox Sports, or at least they show on Fox Sports. And Stephen A just absolutely whooped his ass in the arena where Stephen A is better than him at. And I don't dislike or like Acho because I don't necessarily watch Speakeasy. How they came into my sphere, how I even really discovered him was because of Joy, the chick that filed the lawsuit. And then they put his name inside of the lawsuit right along with Skip Bayless. The chick that filed the lawsuit on Joy Taylor. That's the only reason I really started to discover they show on Fox. So then I'm like, who is this Emmanuel Acho guy? Joy Taylor. And so that's when he started to come into my sphere. So I don't know much about him, so I'm not speaking on him personally. But this clearly sounds like hate.
Saying about Zion. Not that Stephen A was saying anything about Zion. If you ain't played, give your take. But you just got to be mindful of like, bro, you don't even have the competency of what it takes to achieve at that level or to get to that level in achievement. So you don't even know what you don't know. And so that's really my tension. If you've never played at all, please give your takes, but just be mindful of where to draw the line in giving your takes. That's why whenever Shady's like, Acho, watch how you talk about, so I'm like, you know what? You're right. I was never an all-pro, let alone a perennial all-pro. So I always defer to Shady when we have these conversations. I'm like, you know what? I know what it takes to make it to the league. I had a couple games where I actually played at a high level. As a special teamer, I genuinely played at a high level consistently. So if you didn't ever play, I'm just like, just be mindful how much you demean when you truly like, bro, my coach, I was tackling Peyton Hillis in the open field. You remember Peyton Hillis?
Yes.
Peyton Hillis. Tackling Peyton Hillis in the open field. Peyton Hillis catches a check down. I'm 12 yards away. Hardest thing to do in football, make an open field tackle, especially versus 6'2", 235-pound corn-fed white boy. I'm running towards him. He running towards me. He looks me in my eye. Boom, boom, I go low. Bam. Hit him in the kneecap. He twirls. Jenkins makes the tackle. My coach, Acho, square him up. Run through him. Coach, you run through him. Because you don't know what running through Peyton Hillis feels like. This is Rick Minner. Rick Minner is the father of Jesse Minner. Jesse Minner, current head coach. Yeah, Rick Minner was my linebacker coach in Philly. Acho, run through him. Man, coach, I got a partially torn MCL and a torn groin. I'm just glad I got him down. You feel me? So that was my stance on it. If you ain't played ball, give your take. It's just be mindful of how much cayenne pepper you put in the back of that take.
Nah, get the fuck out of here. You can't tell police nobody. We live in the United States of America. We live in the United States of America. And if somebody want to give their opinion on what they see, they are more than welcome to do so. And guess what? The audience, it's not you. It's not former NFL players. It's not anybody. The people are the ones that determine whether or not you're right or you're wrong. The people, the audience, the people that get you paid, they are the ones that determine whether or not you can give a take, your take makes sense or don't make sense, or they want to continue to watch you and see you. Nobody gives a fuck about what you think, and you can't tone police and tell people what they can and can't say and how much cayenne pepper and lemon pepper wings that they can put on it, bro. Real talk, you can't. Now, he has the freedom to be able to come back and say whatever it is that he want to say and say, nah, you wrong, I want to clap back at you. But you can't tell people what to say. You don't get to determine what the fuck somebody can say and what they can't say when they're observing and watching the game. Every single person that observe and watch the game got something to say, whether they got a microphone or not. That's called being a fan. I never thought, R.L. Howard, I never thought in my life that I would see a bunch of grown men feeling some type of way about the internet or somebody on the internet like a Stephen A. Smith having a perspective or having an opinion at the highest level about what people are doing on the court. I just think that they hate Stephen A. Smith. Facts. I just think that they haters on Stephen A. Smith. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I see we're going to have one of them shows today. It's going to be one of them ones. Crimson, what up? Crimson says, greetings, good morning, Lord Anton. We're the only culture in America where we trash each other in black culture, but blame others for being racist or prejudiced. Shaking my head, keep speaking the truth. I'm on it, baby girl. I'm on it, my baby Dow Crimson. I love you. Brother Trucker with the super sticker. I appreciate you, bro. Jess, Mr. Noble says, thank you for contributing to the positive development of young men's mindset. While we do not idolize you, we deeply appreciate your authenticity and the example that you set. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for holding me down, Jess Noble, Mr. Noble. I appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we got Emmanuel Ocho. We got Michael B. Jordan. Woo. Woo. It's a lot going on out here in these streets. Sure, we might as well keep going before we get to Jasmine Crockett. I heard it's this rapper, former rapper named Gunplay. Some of you might know him, some of you more than likely won't know him. And Gunplay was an artist that was under Rick Ross. Now he's making a lot of waves on the internet because he went on a podcast and he was basically complaining about Rick Ross, I guess, not supporting him or not putting more behind him or not adding more value to him or not doing a whole bunch of stuff. But the reality is that he's holding the person that actually put him on and gave him more visibility. He's holding him accountable for him not blowing up. And so it's becoming a big conversation. And so while we going down the hater path, we're going to get into Jasmine Crockett next. We might as well get into this also. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause it just felt like this. And I'm gonna be totally honest and transparent, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the type of nigga to sit here and sugarcoat shit. But when it was Ross' turn and we was on the road and we was doing everything, and then when everybody was a group effort. When it was Gunplay's turn, it was crickets. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was hard for me. What you want me to do? Nobody's. It's like I got hit records. Nobody's giving me a budget. Nobody's doing that. So what you want me to fucking do? What would you like me? What would you like me to do? Do more? Do more? Give another hit record and do more and never get no money? Or would you? What you want me to see is go back in these streets and go ahead and tap these pockets, right? Like I have to do. You see what I'm saying? Like this is what I did. This is what I didn't want to do. Right. You see what I'm saying? But since niggas don't understand and niggas want to be, okay, we don't know who Gunplay is. Fuck, nigga, give me that chain. Let me get all that because I'm back. You see what I'm saying? That was literally a cry for help for real when I look back and see that now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. Right. Let me get that. So you showing them like I really would do this. Yeah, push me back in the street. So I mean, what you really want me to do? Like, I'm for everything. I was down for the program for over 10, 15 years. And it's my turn. And then nobody lifted a finger, made a phone call or nothing for the old boy. You see what I'm saying? So what you want me to fucking do?
That's crazy because you have some killer features.
Looking in. But then when when I'm signed to a label like Maybach Music, I'm my hands tied. It's all up on the big dog. And then if you don't want to get me a budget, then you won't get me a budget.
You and Ross aren't close anymore?
I ain't gonna lie, like not really. As of lately, nah. I'm, you know what I mean? But y'all don't talk at all. Nah.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never publicly said out loud?
Say it one more time.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never actually publicly said out loud?
I mean, I could go in. I could guess. They had me motherfucking. They had me selling my publishing. Basically sold my publishing for $50,000. They gave me $25,000 up front. We never did a second Triple C album for me to get the other $25,000, but I still ended up paying back $50,000. What? Yeah. Sony ATV. This is facts. And then my first album that I dropped, Matt Middleton and a bitch named Megan Price that was managing me at the time, they thought I was cooked.
Yeah.
So what they did was amend my contracts. So my back end of 75,000 for my first fucking album, it went to them. So I got fucked for that. So fuck Matt Middleton, fuck Megan Price, and everybody who put potholes in my road to success.
So this is what I see. All right. And I want to get y'all perspective. Some people saying, who was Gunplay? Gunplay was basically Rick Ross's right-hand man. And, you know, he had dropped albums and all of that other stuff, right? Chuck, I see the same thing you see, bro. Everything is everybody else's fault. Ross put him on. Now, Ross went on to work, grind, hustle, you know what I'm saying? Make his own way, put out his own stuff, go and get to the bag and all of that stuff. Gunplay basically fell by the wayside because Gunplay never really popped off. Now, let me break down what I've seen throughout the hip-hop industry in so many different years, right? You have some people that pop off and some people that just don't pop off. There's other people that don't pop off that still play their role in their perspective, and that's how they still wind up being rich, a.k.a. Memphis Bleak, a.k.a. Tony Yayo, a.k.a. Spliff Star, in my opinion, is the greatest hype man ever, right? Because there's stars, there's the 50 Cents, there's the Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying? There's the Jay-Z's, there's the people that's gonna win, and it's the people that may have been okay, but got in the door and got some hype from their homeboy, from Big Bro, but they just never ever popped off, and they never was gonna pop off like that. That was never gonna pop off. Gunplay, and listen, I'm not the super duper expert. I like to coin myself as an expert. I just never talk about it to the extent, except for when we on Room 9 and after hours. So we just gonna look at this from a business perspective. But objectively speaking, most of the people in this chat right now is saying, who is Gunplay? Who is Gunplay? Who is Gunplay? Who is Gunplay? A lot of y'all are not even familiar with and know who Gunplay is. A lot of y'all like, who is this guy? What is he talking about? Right? Here's the flip. Here's my meaningless opinion as a content creator. Gunplay was never going to pop off like that. At best, he would have maybe been able to fill a void like a Young Buck type of person, but he wasn't nowhere near as good as Buck. Cashville, Tennessee. He was never anywhere good as Buck, right? The MMG label was really Ross, Wale, and Meek Mill. Those were the artists and the staples. So now, a bunch of years later, because you didn't get super rich, you lived the life, you traveled on the road, you did all of this, whatever, everybody not built to be the superstar. Ross, here's the interesting thing about Ross. Ross never sold as many records as a lot of the biggest artists, but Ross wound up being one of the richest in the game because he knew how to look at it from a business perspective, and he leveraged his strengths to then be able to market and push stuff like Bel Air. And that's how Ross really wind up getting rich. Ross never really sold a crazy amount of albums, but Ross understood the business side of it, and that's how he leveraged the visibility, not to get rich from the rap, but to get rich actually pushing other products. Contrary to popular belief, Puff, before he went to jail, was making way more money. They say Puff was making upwards of over $30 million a year just pushing Ciroc and being a spokesperson for that. He was a highly paid employee. Obviously, we know that there was a whole lawsuit that came along with him not really being the owner of Ciroc. But my point is that Puff parlayed his visibility and his image as a party promoter, because that's how he got in the game, as a party promoter, in order to get another bag when it came to running up a bag with Ciroc. I didn't forget about Omarion. He just never sold no records on Maybach Music, so it's no point in me really acknowledging it. It's a lot of people that was on Maybach Music. My man from Ohio, Stolly was on was on Maybach Music, right? It's a lot of people that was signed to Maybach. But my point is that this is a business and nobody is babysitting you. So when I see this grown man sitting there whining about everybody that did this and everybody that did that and everybody that did this, you know what I see? A grown man that refuses to take responsibility for his own career. Remind me of some of these other content creators that's out here whining and complaining that Anton from Anton Daniels didn't put them on. No, nigga, Anton work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you want to get on, I'm going to bring you the visibility, but you got to put your own work in, bro. I'm here to give you the layup. All you got to do is dunk it, but it's going to take work ethic. It's going to take grind, and it's going to take you marketing yourself and getting visibility. You can't just ride my wave. He can't just ride Ross' wave for the rest of his life unless he going to play that role. He wanted to step out and be his own man. Okay, so here's my question for a lot of these guys. If you were so great, how come you not doing nothing now that you're not under Ross's label? Because nothing is stopping you. Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is stopping you. Gunplay right now, 2026. Got the new haircut. Don't got the dreads no more. Now you got the fresh fade. You're sitting on a podcast. Why you not putting out the best music? And why you not putting it out there and getting it popping and getting it up? Why you not on your own promo tour? Why you not running out independently? Why you need somebody to put a budget up for you? Why you ain't putting your own money up? When Chris Brown got blacklisted and they all thought that Chris Brown was done, you know what Chris Brown did? He went back into the lab, went back into the studio, started dropping mixtape after mixtape after mixtape. Chris Brown got himself back high. Tiger got dropped off of Cash Money, Young Money label. Tiger was in there with Chris Brown and got himself back high. It's some niggas that refuse not to lose. It's some people that refuse not to lose. And they don't care if they with a crew or if they not with a crew. If they got the label backing or if they didn't have the label backing. They gonna work. Currency. I love Currency. Currency hustle. You know what they gonna do? They gonna work. Oh man, I was talented. The label just didn't put me out. That's why I don't even believe that you really need a label unless you just want to either get that other people to do the work around you, or you just don't feel like doing all the work from an independent perspective, but you got to work. You got to work. I see a grown man that is sitting here crying and refusing to take responsibility and want to blame it on Ross.
Thanks. Because that when I
and then you know what happens when you get into a room where you got a bunch of people that's putting a battery in your back, right? You know what happens? You feel like you're right. No, you loud and you're wrong. When you get around a bunch of people that's all gossiping and feeling some type of way, you feel like you're right. Man, it was their fault. I can't believe they didn't put me out. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. What? What are you talking about?
I'm knocking. I just hope that you dressed. You see what I'm saying?
Now he's basically saying, well, because Ross didn't do even more for me. Because listen, if you kicking in the door for me, if I get any visibility on your platform, I'm gone. I don't even need your help, bro. So now he making an excuse and he's saying, well, because Ross didn't even didn't do even more for me, I'm willing to go and run in somebody's house and rob them. Listen to what I'm saying. He says, bang, you didn't know who Gunplay is? I'm out back in the streets. I'm robbing people. So you telling me as a grown man, you now you back robbing people because another grown man didn't carry you to the finish line? What? So now you a criminal again. And you blaming everybody else for you being a criminal. Bro, I get any visibility whatsoever. Any visibility whatsoever. I'm not even going to ask for it. But if you give me an alley-oop, I'm gone. I'm gone. I am running 100 miles because I was already running before you put the jet fuel behind me, and now I'm running. I'm out. I'm good. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I don't need to sign to you. I don't need nothing. I'm out. I made my own way. I made my own lane. Hey, man, good. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, I'm out. Kevin Samuels blew up. A bunch of people. It was a whole lot of people. Man, that's supposed to be me. Man, that's supposed to be me. No, man, that's supposed to be, I'm supposed to be Kevin. I'm supposed to be, no. I'm supposed to be Kevin. No, man, he took my talking point. Kev was like, what up, Anton? I was like, what up? I never even did it. We didn't do nothing. Kev was like, hey, man, I want to come on the show with y'all. All right, bet. Hey, man, who is this guy that's next to Kev? I was already cooking. I was working. I just was working. I was working. I didn't give a, everybody else was complaining. Man, it should have been me. I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and stay focused and hustle. And I'm a hustle. Man, when Kev, let me tell you the truth. When Kev died, secretly, it was a bunch of niggas that was happy that he was gone because they thought that they was next up. For whatever reason, they thought that Kev's lack of a presence was going to give them more visibility. To, like, people was going to say, okay, well, since Kev is not here, I'm going to come over to y'all platform. Ain't shit popping. Ain't nothing popping. Nothing popping. Because it wasn't about whether or not Kev was holding you back or he was taking all of the visibility. It was the fact that nobody was checking for you in the first place. You just not him. You just not him. You're not him. It just is what it is. Ain't nobody that can fill Kev's void. Kev was Kev. No, not MTR. This ain't got nothing to do with MTR. This don't have nothing to do with Angry Man. That's my guy. I like Angry Man. I like MTR. I like a lot of those guys. It's a bunch of people that was complaining. It was a bunch of people that was secretly like, ooh. You got to run your own race. Let me see if there's anything else to mine out of this.
That's it, my nigga.
Because it's crazy because you see
that's wild
how you front line shit. You played the soldier position, you know what I'm saying, when it came to MMG. Niggas knew if you fucking with Ross, you fucking with Gunplay. It was just like you didn't have, if you gonna say some shit about this man gonna follow
shit don't
up.
Count in the industry though, son.
And then you get a hit record. I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know nothing. It just feels like once you get a hit, I can understand if you dropping duds and then your man like, bro, this just ain't it, dog. You gotta keep working.
We had yams, straight yams. That was the first one. That was my first record that everybody. It was come on now, you know what I'm saying? It didn't make the Deeper Than Rap album. I was told to put on that on that record to put shout out Deeper Than Rap. Promoting the album, thinking it's gonna be on the album. Nah, that was just promoting the album. Thank you. Going about your business. You see what I'm saying? So that
now you want to be on the nigga album. Okay, cool.
That was the first one, and the next one.
His haircut is fresh though. He got a dope haircut.
One was Rolling. You know what I'm saying? Waka Flocka.
When that shit hit around tax time, bro.
Exactly.
That
you
was
know what I'm saying? And then
that was my fucking record.
Debbie stopped that one along with nobody wanting to get a budget for me. So Debbie stopped that one. She said she had gave that to Ross and not me, but I got it and turned it into a hit record. It wasn't a real hit record. I had to spice it up. You know, they no shade on Waka. That's my dog, but let's be honest here. You know what I'm saying? Like I done turned this shit into something different, bro. You feel me? So, that's Waka Mama.
Waka Mama, yeah.
Yeah. Debbie is Waka Mama. You know what I'm saying? So she ain't clear that one. And then Bible on the Dash, just nothing. Just no.
It's a lot of forgive me if I'm being transparent. It's a lot of dick riding right now.
Nobody, just nothing.
I refuse.
Still signed to, you know, whatever. And then the next one was I get called 1:30 in the morning. Never forget it. The fat boy called me and say, yo, I got a record for you to get on. Ironically, it's called Nobody's Favorite. And it ironically just happened to be everybody's favorite. The label was even asking when are we shooting the video. It took them 5 months to shoot it, and even though it was like the most played on it, and Yvette, shout out to Yvette, she just kept trying to push for me, but at the end of the day, he said he wanted it to be a street single. That's what Yvette told me. So I was like, okay, he wanted to stay in the streets. So there's all right. So that was the 4th time, and after that, it's just like.
During that time when it was,
oh, this nigga got the wife beater on. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pass up on this. But ultimately, in my opinion, I just think that you gotta go and get your own motion, bro. You can't, and no. Yeah, you can email me, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. You gotta get your own motion, bro. You gotta get your own motion. Real talk. You can't keep blaming everybody else saying that they holding you back. Nobody is holding you back. You a grown man. Go and get your own motion. Your own motion. You know what I'm saying? Ray Sean didn't need no help. He took the blueprint that I gave to him and he said, yo, Anton. Ray Sean did his own thing. He branded his own self. If you had not known that me and Ray Sean was friends, you would have never even known that a lot of the stuff and a lot of the game he got directly from me and got rich on his own. Got rich on his own. Who needs visibility when the link is pinned to the top of the chat? Got rich on his own. Didn't need no help. Took the visibility, took the coaching calls, took the insight and ran it up and ran up a bag on his own. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I know dudes that shoot their videos with an iPhone. I'm telling you, bro. I know dudes in the street that ain't got 1 million views, 1 million plus views on their music video, and the dude got the whole gimbal thing. He got the whole rig, and he doing like this. On the rap artist. They record that shit. They go out to a gas station. They get a bunch of their homeboys to stand around. They stand by the liquor store. They do 3 shoots. One in front of the gas station, one downtown, and one in front of somebody's car. They get a fresh car. They get somebody to bring out their Lamborghini or somebody to bring out the Rolls Royce, and they shoot 3 different versions. They play it in the background, and they like this. The same nigga that recorded is the same nigga that chop it up and put the visuals out. They had that shit dropping at the same time, bro. They don't waste no time. They don't waste no time. No time. They getting it in. They getting it in, bro. You know what it is, King. Niggas be in front of the gas station. That's when the sun is high. Keep going from split to split. Get the one when they in the car rapping. Show their watches. They working. They working. They working. Yeah, someone slide on the bike beside the car filming on the phone. They working. They working. They just getting it in. Shout out to my dog Ray Sean with the 100 ball. Elevate to the unknown says Anton put on a white shirt and start acting a fool. Black T Anton too calm. I'm chilling. I'm in a good space. We gonna switch it up though. When I get back into the studio in there, I got the blue shirt, I got the striped shirt, I got the pink shirt. We gonna switch it up. We're not just gonna do white. We're gonna do all of them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog, Elevate to the Unknown. Carrington Love Jr. says, I love Gunplay. Gunplay. I know all his verses overall, his genre was dying as he came in. Thugs that terrorized their community was over. I disagree. Carrington Love Jr. says, you forgot about Omarion Maybach. Oh, helped them Billboard charting singles on their compilations. CMC Neal says, Gunplay wants to blame Ross, but not the man in the mirror with the drug and the alcohol problems. Bozo energy. High Tolerance says, salute AD and the Bag Chasers. Gunplay was the prototypical player number 2. He was good for stunting in Ross's whips and running errands, nothing more. He was the blunt roller. Hey man, I need you to go to the store and grab me something. Mario DJ Complex NC says, sad part AD is how some grown men actually live their life off the lyrics of people like Gunplay. Carrington Love Jr. says Ross could only get small advances for completed music projects. See, Birdman can get $100 million deal to produce the project. Birdman can get $100 million deal to actually produce the project. Right Path Good says, hating Mike B is crazy. Then these dusty cereal milk lip dribbling on Mama's Bead Saturday morning Cartoon Ninjas. Turn on you real quick. Anton, blessings. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, let's get into this Jasmine Crockett conversation.
Now to a major story unfolding. This one involves a man who was killed by Dallas police earlier this week outside of Children's Medical Center. Sources say the man who was fatally shot by SWAT actually ran a business placing law enforcement officers in off-duty jobs, and apparently he was also part of the security detail for Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Our JD Miles tonight investigating how he apparently, using aliases, was able to become such a prominent figure in the public safety community.
To North Texas law enforcement officers and U.S. Capitol Police, he was known as Mike King, but sources tell us that's not the name of the man shot and killed by Dallas police on Wednesday night during an investigation into his alleged double life as a suspected criminal, also working as a security officer for a local U.S. Congresswoman. These images of Mike King standing close to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett shows how trusted he was as part of her security detail while she's been in office and while on the campaign trail during her recent run for a U.S. Senate seat. Multiple law enforcement sources say King was the man shot and killed after a standoff with Dallas police SWAT officers on Wednesday night. Police say he was chased into a hospital parking garage where he barricaded himself inside a vehicle before he was forced out by tear gas and pulled a gun on officers. Sources say he was wanted for impersonating a law enforcement officer. Sources say he claimed to be one while operating a business called Off-Duty Police Services, an online platform to connect North Texas law enforcement officers with off-duty jobs. Authorities have yet to reveal King's real name, but sources also tell us King oversaw a team of security officers at several downtown Dallas hotels and at his own church. Sources say King drove a replica undercover law enforcement vehicle with license plates stolen from vehicles outside military offices. His background, which sources say includes a criminal history, raises serious questions about how he was able to oversee extra jobs for police officers as well as obtain such a high-level security position for a sitting member of Congress. Documents obtained by CBS News Texas show a person named Mike King receiving payments for security services from Crockett.
So wait a minute. You're telling me that we still, even after his death, we still don't even know who this dude's real name is. We still don't even know who this guy's real name is. Living multiple different lives, multiple different identities, driving an unmarked car, pretending to be a police officer with plates that are stolen, with you every single day on the campaign trail. She's sitting here criticizing the president of the United States of America every single day about his cabinet picks, and the person that is closest to her, she don't even know his name. Or maybe she knows his name and she doesn't say anything about it. You know what's so interesting about this is that she's been whisper. And when I say whisper, whisper quiet since this whole thing has popped off. Jasmine Crockett was going live practically every other day. Every other day she was going live. So first of all, we have to start questioning the competency of our elected leaders, especially on the Democrat side. If you are spending money, whether it's campaign money on a campaign trail, fundraiser money, or public servant taxpayer dollar money as a security detail, if you're spending money on somebody who is literally a criminal and a fugitive, ran from Dallas police, barricaded himself in, and then wind up going out guns a-blazing under a false name, false pretense, and we don't even know who his real name is, we have to start questioning the leadership. We got to question our leadership. How? Somebody said, Anton, what if she signed an NDA? To who? Somebody with a fake name? What is that? What NDA? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What NDA? What does an NDA have to do with anything? What does an NDA have to do with anything? Listen, hold on. I see y'all making more excuses than the law would even allow inside of the chat. Y'all making more excuses than the law allow inside of the chat. These people are public servants. What does that mean, Anton? That means that they are getting paid by taxpayers. Their jobs are to serve the public. Why do you think that public servant salaries are available, or at least the income that they get directly from the taxpayers? Why do you think that that is easily and publicly available? Because they are supposed to be, transparent. They're supposed to be transparent. They're supposed to be the people that we trust the most because we can look and see anything that they do. We can see where they allocate money. We can see who donated to them, supposedly. We're supposed to be able to see whether or not they get a pay raise. We're supposed to see they have to put a public disclosure of what their net worth is, which is one of the reasons why Ilhan Omar was under scrutiny for her net worth going up so much through her husband. That's why we're able to know exactly what's going on with Nancy Pelosi. It's because as much finessing as they do, they still not supposed to be able to hide it as far as what they really generating and what they getting. So if she don't know, and if she's just whisper quiet, and you know she's not gonna say nothing about this. You know why she's not gonna say nothing about this? Because she don't have to. She about to leave office. She already done lost her primary. So now she don't have no reason to sit here and go live with you guys and say, hey guys, it's Jasmine Crockett. And let me tell you something. I don't like the way that this president is doing whatever it is that he's doing because it's the people. You know, these cabinet picks are so incompetent, so on and so forth. And so she ain't went live since she lost the primary. She hasn't went live since she lost the primary. You know why? Because she has no reason to, because nothing that she does going live. Y'all thought she was really truly for the people. She not for the people. And she was for fundraising. She was for visibility. She was a content creator. That's the reason why y'all thought that she was updating y'all, but she was just on there talking shit. Now when she has to actually answer for something meaningful, they don't have nothing to say. Whisper quiet. I decline comment. I don't have anything to say. They don't even say that I don't have anything to say. They just don't say nothing. They just don't say nothing. They just don't say nothing. They just keep it moving. Crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. And it's just going away. Nobody has nothing to say. She hasn't commented. She hasn't went back and forth. She ain't gave no insight. Just quiet. Just quiet, 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 quiet. Just quiet. Quiet as a church mouse. Don't have nothing to say whatsoever.
He was known as Mike King, but sources tell us that's not the name of the man shot and killed by Dallas police on Wednesday night during an investigation into his alleged double life as a suspected criminal also working.
This is crazy, bro. It's just insane.
We're learning that Dallas officers shot and killed a man this week outside of Children's Medical Center. Sources telling us that he ran a business placing officers in off-duty jobs and was also part of the security detail for Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. JD Miles is investigating.
Y'all want to see what Roland Martin has to say? Let's see. Oh, doesn't look like he's commented on it at all. Isn't that something? He hasn't commented at all. Not one thing to say about Jasmine Crockett. The last thing that he was talking about was why Jasmine Crockett lost her bid in her primary. Look, Jasmine Crockett tells Trump, I'm coming for you.
Folks, today is the filing deadline to announce you're running for office in Texas. And this is a live look of the original location of Friendship West Baptist Church, where Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is announcing she's running for the United States Senate. Let's go live there. Here's Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes III, who also filed today to run for the congressional seat that she was going to run for as well. Let's go live to Dallas.
She mentioned sweet butter toast. Look how base-headed Democrats are. Let me show y'all how stupid people are when it comes to picking the people that represent them on a national level. This is one of the ones I get the most. She mentioned sweet butter toast. Texas got a real one. What in the world is going on? Please, God, continue to raise up good-hearted people like this for every state in the United States. And then she put the blue hearts. Of course, we know what that means. Wow. Jasmine Crockett had me in tears. Every time I see her, I see the future. Must have been a dark fucking future. Must have been a dark future. I know that she, look how delusional these people are. I know that she will be president one day, and I look forward to her Senate tenure. I'm hitting the streets and I'm using my platform to endorse Crockett for Senate. Let's see who Dennis fucking Brown is. Wow, this is a heck of a platform. A heck of a platform to push for. Okay, Dennis. Okay, Dan. Let's go. So happy for Crockett. History is being made by this woman. I can't wait to tell my grandchildren how I witnessed this woman be great. Watching from Duncanville, Texas, we must show up and vote for Jasmine Crockett. She's more than qualified. How dumb. How dumb.
Understand what's going on. So let's the YouTube. So there is. All right. Attack critical.
Jasmine Crockett, they're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Crockett.
Oh, man. Oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely.
Hey, did that not come back to haunt her? Hold on, I got to play that whole thing. Jasmine Crockett campaign video. Launch video.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Crockett.
Oh, man. Oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Oh, man. Yo. That was the worst possible campaign thing that she could have ever done, bro.
How about this?
This is so stupid. And then she turned around like she was really about to hit. Oh, my God. Now her security guard, now she can't even answer for her own security guard. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett, bro. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett. I think that, yeah, this did age bad. I think that this is the most hilarious thing to go back and look at this video. She couldn't even win her own primary. Looked like Trump was right again. Looks like Trump was right again. And then she had the nerve to use Trump's voice and to use the sound bites that Trump was having in order to try to launch her campaign. Dummy. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett, man. It was hilarious talking about and having a conversation about you on a regular basis. I think that you are an incredible human being. And I don't mean that in a good way either. P. Shank says, what up, though? What up, P. Shank? I appreciate you, baby girl. Mr. Bodyguard says, did you hear about Tiffany Henyard turning MAGA and running for a seat in Atlanta now? Yep, I did a whole video on it. Actually, I did a whole breakdown here on the Million in the Morning Show, and then I clicked it up for you. It's on there. New 6 says liberals love their criminals. Right Path God says crock of it. And Fanny is a Manny leaning hard their own party. Is not their friends. Oh, the wheels of the under the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Tony Esquire says playing catch up and wanted to give a shout out to all of the Michael B. Jordan haters. Spoiler alert, it's not coming from a so-called MAGA and coons. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, what are we going to talk about now? Let's see. We got Gunplay out of the way. Emmanuel Ocho, Michael B. Jordan, Jasmine Crockett. Let me knock these off the list. I had a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Michael B. Jordan, Emmanuel Ocho and Stephen A. Smith, Gunplay. Oh, let me talk about this real quick. Hold on, let me go. Gotta get over to this. Let me give some a shout out to, is it the Cincinnati Police? The Cincinnati Police. And then I'm going to get the gas prices right after that. So the Cincinnati Police, let me give a shout out to you guys because I think that you guys did a phenomenal job. Now, recent years, you guys have been in the news for some not so good stuff. But in this case, you guys deserve to get your flowers. and I am going to give it to you right now. Okay, so we're just gonna spend 10 minutes on this. Again, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
New tonight, dozens of arrests and multiple vehicles were recovered in a planned street takeover. That's according to Cincinnati police. Brittany Harry has the story.
Well, this is where Cincinnati police say 39 people were arrested and 65 cars towed. FOP President Ken Kober says most of the people involved aren't even from this area.
As they converged upon Woodward High School, we had a concerted effort with a lot of resources to be able to stop this nonsense before it started.
FOP President Ken Kober says Cincinnati police were able to stop a planned street takeover after learning about the event through social media. Kober says it was widely advertised. The group, according to police, converged in the Woodward High School parking lot as captured in this video shared on the Citizens app.
There's been, this kind of chaos, but this is the first time that we've been able to make an absolute coordinated effort to be able to combine a bunch of different resources. It's kind of in the planning stage. That way, when they did get to where their destination was, we were able to stop it before it started.
A street takeover, as defined in the Ohio Revised Code, is, quote, blocking or impeding the regular flow of vehicle or pedestrian traffic on a public road, street, or highway, or on private property that is open to the general public for the purpose of street racing or stunt driving.
And the Ohio Revised Code is very clear. You don't have to be the one driving, as long as you are participating in it. And that could be taking video, that could be blocking streets, that could be a myriad of different things. You don't actually have to be the one driving the car to be the one that can be charged with this.
Cincinnati police say the group was spotted on I-75 near Paddock Road, where officers observed, quote, disorderly driving. The group was also spotted in the 4300 block of Kellogg Avenue and in the Clifton area before meeting at Woodward High School. 39 people were arrested and 65 vehicles were towed. According to Cincinnati police, a firearm was also recovered. This video was shared on the Citizens app.
Because ultimately what we want is to stop. We don't want to have to be enforcing these laws. We'd rather them just not come to Cincinnati, because a lot of these people weren't even from Cincinnati.
FOP President Ken Kober says he's asked.
What do we see? Look at the green Challenger. Getting on the tow truck. The Charger already on the tow truck. Of course, you're going to have a Nissan. Got to have a Nissan Altima out there. And plenty of other Challengers, Chargers, and everything else that you can think of, because y'all thought that y'all was going to be doing the same thing that they do over there in Los Angeles by Crypto Arena. And they not having it. They're not having it. A lot of these police officers across the nation, I talk about it in a minute.
Asking City Council to put an ordinance in place to try to prevent any future street takeovers. Councilmember Mark Jeffries writing on social media that he is in support of an ordinance to try to prevent any future street takeovers. Kober says that officers are combing through additional footage right now, which means that additional charges could come. But for now, I'm reporting in Bond Hill with photojournalist Philip Prinsky. I'm right here.
Dummies. So a lot of these police agencies are now starting to smarten up a lot more than the ones over in Chicago and the ones over in Los Angeles. And so what they're now doing is they're utilizing the same technology. Listen. Whenever you have to plan something on social media, I remember back in my day, we used to go to the races and we used to be over by Joy Road and all of that over near Detroit. And we used to meet at Randazzo's, or we would meet in a couple of other places or whatever. Everything had to be organically in person. And anytime any situation was infiltrated is because they had to actually go through the effort of having an undercover police officer in the midst. So it was kind of like Brian Spillner from Fast and Furious. And I think that that's one of the reasons why that movie, the original Fast and Furious, it resonated so much with the people in the racing community before it turned into whatever it is now. And that's because it was organic and the police had to actually work their ass off in order to find out what was happening in real time for people that was really racing and that was really happening. Nowadays, we got a bunch of wannabes, not people that actually care about car culture, not people that actually want to race in real life. We would actually, I know a lot of my friends, they would go to up to Milan. Some people call it Milan, some people call it Milan. They would go up to Milan and race their cars up there. That's the track. They would do it legally, right? And then, of course, you also have people that did the street races. But see, nowadays, it's more dangerous. Y'all can't fucking drive, and y'all causing problems in neighborhoods. Y'all causing problems in real neighborhoods, and people not having it no more. And so now it's gotten so bad and so dangerous, and people hitting, y'all want to set off fireworks and all of that other dumb shit. Why can't you just be quiet and just do the right thing now? Because the neighbors is tired. Y'all tear up the police. Y'all tear up the neighborhoods. Y'all want to riot. Y'all looting stores. You're looting 7-Eleven. You're doing all of the worst things. You don't go and just race cars. It was bad enough it was illegal for people to race cars in the first place, right? Street racing. But now you got to rob 7-Eleven. Now you got to tear up people's houses. Now you got to shoot people and all of that stuff. And it's gotten out of control. It's gotten way out of control. So now, because of your idiotic mindset, you think that the police don't use social media. And the cars be stolen. They don't even be your cars. You think that the police don't use social media. So the very tool that you're using to organize is the exact same tool that they're using to go and catch you, and they're not fucking around no more. They're not waiting for you to be the one to race. If you're there, you get arrested. If you're in the passenger seat, you get arrested. If you're recording on your mobile device, you get arrested. If you're videotaping, you get arrested. If you're driving, if you're in a car, you get your car impounded and taken. A lot of those cars end up on an auction block. A lot of people don't know that too. Go to the auction, you can go and get a car. And some of y'all is getting arrested because you're riding in stolen cars. Look, that green Challenger is beautiful. I pulled out my Challenger the other day. That looked like the newer model. That's a 2023. Might have been a Scat. Might not have been a Hellcat. But it's a dope car. 2023 lime green Challenger on the flatbed tow truck. They coordinated so sweet with y'all that they already had 50, 60 tow trucks ready to tow all of y'all stuff away. And not only do the tow yard make money, but the police department is going to make money. The impound is going to make money. The judge and the county is going to make money. So you just basically paying a bunch of fees if you even able to get your car back. Because if they catch you drag racing, then they can impound your car for good and take your car completely. I told my daughter, because Leslie liked being on the scene, you know, she in the cars and stuff like that. And I told my daughter, I said, listen, don't get caught up in no bullshit. Don't get arrested. Don't mess around and try to race and get your car impounded, because I'm not playing that game. I don't mind you going, hitting the woodwork. I don't mind you showing off your car. I don't mind you having friends on the car scene. I don't mind y'all doing work to your cars and all of that. But fuck around and find out if you want to. They towed 65 vehicles, 65 cars, all because you want to be an idiot. And because the parents, a lot of these people was probably grown like idiots, but because the parents don't want to parent their children. If I have to go and get a lawyer to go and get one of these cars out, me and you going to be having problems, and I'm taking your keys and you're going to be catching Ubers everywhere. Don't think that I won't take your keys to your cars in 5 seconds if I got to go up there and go and get these cars impounded. It's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault that this stuff continues to happen. It's the parents' fault that this stuff continues to happen. This is insane.
The St. Louis Police Department has revealed more information about several street takeovers that broke out across the city last night, as many people were out on 314 Day, including one in South St. Louis that ended with a
y'all had a
crash and a
314
woman
day.
injured. Fox 2's Caroline Petty has the latest.
A day meant to bring our community together for a celebration of pride for our city ended with around 200 busted tires. Officers say one
We got 313 day here in Detroit. I guess they got a 314 day over in St. Louis.
takeover happened near Morgan Ford and Gravois, where drivers blocked the intersection and began recklessly driving while setting off fireworks.
For approximately 15 to 20 minutes, our 911 call center was receiving these 911 calls, vehicles driving reckless while also discharging fireworks.
Police say the takeover happened near a residential area and popular neighborhood hangout spot, putting people nearby at risk.
One woman was hanging out of a vehicle that crashed as a result of the reckless driving. She was ejected from that vehicle.
She was taken to the hospital with several injuries, but police say they do not appear to be life-threatening. Officers assigned to South City Patrol say they were able to quickly coordinate and break up the gathering. Police say that was just one of the several takeovers reported across the city overnight. To stop drivers from fleeing, officers deployed spike strips.
There were street takeovers at Cary and Broadway, 13th and O'Fallon, and 13th and Cass.
Police say in total about 50 vehicles were spiked during the overnight incidents. Investigators say they're continuing to hold parents accountable when minors take part.
There was one consistent problem that we saw throughout the night, even with multiple of these shootings. It was juveniles without their parents. They were nowhere in sight.
Police remind us that these takeovers can quickly turn dangerous for drivers, passengers, and people living nearby. And they'll continue.
That was 13 hours ago. That was 13 hours ago.
Screeching tires and burnt rubber mark the latest street takeover in the heart of downtown LA. But what came next is what neighbors are talking about tonight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Carolyn Johnson. And we saw a boarded up window at a luxury apartment tower tonight, an indication of what went wrong early Sunday morning. NBC4's Tracy Leong is live in downtown LA now with what she's learned. Tracy.
Yeah, Caroline, and you can see that board right behind me covering up what used to be a window of this luxury high-rise apartment complex on Figueroa. People who live here say a large group stormed their building after a street takeover just feet away from their apartment complex. We are aware of a video circulating online that appears to show this, but we were unable to verify the authenticity, and LAPD says they...
Y'all know about this? Somebody said they beat up the security guards at the apartment complex. Y'all know about this already? So why y'all ain't tell me about it? Because I had to do my own research and find out what other street takeovers was happening at the same time that Cincinnati impounded 65 cars.
Have not seen that video. This is video of that massive street takeover on Figueroa Street near 12th. Hundreds of people flooded the roadway as cars performed dangerous stunts in the middle of the intersection. People living in the Circa LA apartments were watching from their balconies and say shortly after the street takeover, a large crowd entered their building, breaking a glass window and attacking workers in their front lobby. The LAPD and LAFD were called to this area around 3:15 Sunday morning. The fire department treated one person for an injury and they were transported to the hospital. Police arrested one person for assault with a deadly weapon. Here's how one person describes what they saw.
They come here quite often, which I don't know why they picked this spot, but it's annoying. They wake everybody up, which we kind of tolerate, but then like coming to the building, breaking things, it just doesn't make sense at all. I don't know I don't understand why you pick to do that at 3 a.m.
The people that live in these apartments that pay probably anywhere from $3,500 a month up to $10,000 a month or more. They have come to expect it and have learned to tolerate it. So part of living in a luxury apartment is in Los Angeles is expecting and dealing with the fact that people are going to be out there doing burnouts and ruining the neighborhood. And they've just adjusted to it. They have adapted to it. And now, even though they adapted to it, they now have to subject themselves to the idea that it's not enough for them to just be in the streets. It's not enough for them to injure each other. It's not enough that they setting off fireworks. It's not enough that they tearing up the streets and they waking people up. They got to go to work in the morning. They also are now storming the apartment for no fucking reason. What's in the apartment that y'all got to storm it? What's in the apartment that I got to storm it? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. $14,000 for a 3-bedroom a month. 14. Wait. Y'all paying $14,000 and y'all can't even get the police to stop these dudes from doing takeovers in the middle of the street. They can't take a sign from the Cincinnati Police Department. Cincinnati Police Department, they figured it out. They said, all right, listen, we following you on social media in the same way that you following everybody else on social media. We're going to show up. When you show up, everybody getting arrested, and we impounding everybody's cars. I bet you they won't be back. I bet you they won't be back. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read a couple of super chats. Courtney Yeager says, what up, AD? What up to the Chasers? Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. 876 Vlog says, man, I went to a car meet last night. Maybe I'm getting older, but man, it's not the same no more. Too much revving and burnouts. 876, you be at car meets, bro? Bro, you supposed to be watching frame fights. You supposed to be watching frame fights on Room 9. You out there trying to be young with them suckers? You still getting your car impounded? Man, come on, man. We gotta focus. Chase Barnes says, happy Monday, AD and peeps. The street takeovers are the reason why they can't stop making Fast and Furious movies. Fast and Furious ain't even about the cars no more, though. That's the tripped out part about that. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, Center whole cast won an award. Interesting. This nigga supposed to be in the bed watching frame fights, and he over there at a car meet focusing on the wrong thing. What kind of junk is that, bro? 2, 3, 4, 5. You had a street takeover, big dog? I still can't get over this right here. Hold on. I don't know why this is so funny to me. I don't know why that's so funny. I don't know what the heck is going on, but for some reason, I can't stop laughing at that dumb junk. That junk is hilarious to me. I don't know why. Don't hold me accountable for it. But for whatever reason, I can't stop laughing about it. It is hilarious to me. And you know, what do you say? What do you do, man? It's nothing I can do except for laugh at such a thing, bro. All right, let me pivot for a second. Again, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
War with Iran has sent gas prices soaring nationwide.
But it's been even worse right here in Southern California. It always is. CBS LA's Lisa Martinez is live at a gas station downtown where the price has topped to $8 this morning. Elise, that's rough.
Good morning to you both. Yes, it's pretty much a jump.
What? No way. No fucking way. No way. Gas is $8 in California. Oh my God, bro. I just went to the gas station this morning and I filled up my 911 because I got the 911 with me. I've been driving the 911 over the last few days. Gas was $4 for premium, 93. It was $4. $4 for premium at what's the name of that gas station? Gosh, what's the name of it? It's a big gas station here. It was $4 for premium. Premium 93. I put 93 in almost all of my cars. It was $4 for premium. Y'all paying $8? $8 in California? But I will also say that before this before this operation kicked off over in Iran, that California's gas prices was already spiking because all of the gas producers and all of the refiners was actually leaving California because of what was happening. Cars and coffees for me too, Jared. Absolutely. Cars and all of the refineries and the gas companies was actually leaving. And it's not Wawa, it's not Costco. What's the name of this gas station here? I got to think about it. But all of the refineries and stuff was leaving. The gas companies was leaving California. Let me see. See if I can find that gas. Yep, I remember this. This was 2 months ago.
California has had the most expensive gasoline in the country. And now lawmakers are warning that prices could go even higher very soon. Congratulations. Not Max Gordon. Gavin Newsom. Live. Max is outside a closed Phillips refinery in Cali. Hey, Max.
It'll come to me in a second.
Hey there, Dagan. Well, this refinery shut down back in October, and when it was operating, it accounted for a little more than 8% of the state's refining capacity. And now, in 2026, we are set to see another refinery close in California. This next one is going to be closing down in April in Benicia, California. It's owned by Valero, and that refinery accounts for just under 9% of the state's refining capacity. Republican lawmakers say overregulation of California's oil and gas industry is all to blame.
It doesn't just affect California. Arizona and Nevada also get their gasoline from our state. So you've seen their governors, bipartisan, expressing serious concerns over the crippling of the energy infrastructure in our state.
We're Phoenix Energy, a family-owned oil company focused on unleashing American oil from North Dakota.
Have shielded the state's drivers from any extreme price increases in the wake of the most recent refinery closure. A potential solution to increasing the oil supply in California. Here's where California is currently standing as far as gas prices are concerned. This is how they compare to the national average. Part of the reason for the price disparity is that California's gasoline is taxed at a high rate.
So California has higher taxes on their gas. And they've been losing refineries inside of the state, which was already pushing the gas up a considerable amount. So if you look at this was actually 2 months ago that this happened on Fox Business. All right. They were already predicting that gas was going to climb beyond $8 before we ever got into this operation in Iran. All right. So I want to preface this by saying that. Now let's go over back to what happened yesterday, this report yesterday, and CBS Los Angeles, in which they're detailing that in some places that it's over $8 a gallon for gas in California.
Scare anytime you drive by a gas station since the war broke out in Iran about 2 weeks ago. We're here at the Chevron, $8.71. Take a look at that. Although this gas station does price higher, at least $2 to $3 higher than other stations in the area. I guess they can get away with that. But let's take a look at what's going on nationwide. According to AAA, the average is $3.67. To compare, California, what we're paying, $5.48. That's a whopping $1.81 more per gallon. Let's take a look at locally, LA and Long Beach. We're paying $5.56 on average today.
So nationwide is still in the $3 range. Gas on average in California is approaching $6 now.
Yesterday it was $5.45, jumping up 11 cents. Last month, only $4.60. Those were the good old days, right? 96 cents higher today. Well, the war in Iran is disrupting oil shipments. That's raising prices on gas and other items as well. We always ask, why does California get hit harder than the rest? Well, we have stricter rules for cleaner burning gas blends and higher taxes as well. Plus, our supply is low. We have our own issues there.
Why y'all just want to skip over everything else? So dog over there charging $8.79, almost $9 for premium. $9 for premium for gas. California, God, y'all just can't get nothing right. So let me ask this question then. Since y'all tax so much and y'all run up a bag so much in California on gas, where does all of the money go? Where does all of the taxes go? Y'all tax to death. Y'all are taxed to death. Y'all about to be at $9 a gallon. Gosh, y'all are getting taxed to death. Where is all of the money going? Where does the money go? Does it go to the schools? Does it go to pay off debt? Does it go to make sure that you guys have better roads? Does it go to more police officers? Does it go towards more infrastructure updating? What does the money go towards in California? Y'all always in debt. Y'all never, ever have a budget surplus, ever. Where does all of the money go? To fund homelessness? Oh my gosh. You know what California is becoming?
The average in California right now, $5.48. Yesterday, $5.41. Last month, $4.57, up 91 cents. Well, now, in a controversial move to offset this, President Trump signed an executive order to demand the resumption of offshore oil drilling along the California coast at the site of a devastating oil spill back in 2015. He's invoking the emergency powers under the Defense Production Act, allowing the Department of Energy to restore operations at a Santa Ynez pipeline along the Santa Barbara coast. You may remember back in 2015, there was a massive oil spill, dumping more than 140,000 gallons of oil into one of the West Coast's most biologically diverse areas. I was working in Santa Barbara at the time. I covered that. It was an absolute disaster. Environmental advocates expressing alarm this morning. And here's what Governor Gavin Newsom had to say. Quote, Donald Trump started a war, admitted it would spike gas prices nationwide, and told Americans...
You already knew it. You know this. You know this. You already knew this. You knew it. What did we know what was going to happen? What did we think was going to happen? Didn't matter that all the refineries was closing. Didn't matter if the tree huggers had basically limited their ability to really be able to do what they needed to do in order to lower gas prices since 2015. Gavin Newsom ran refineries out of the state. Gas prices was predicted to be $8. And the first thing that they do is they say, hey, man, it's Trump's fault. And that's why I wanted to actually show y'all what was going on over 2 months ago, what they were predicting before this operation ever started taking place less than 2 weeks ago. That's why I wanted to show y'all everything. It's easy for people to paint a narrative. Of course, you're going to see the armchair quarterback that don't know nothing about futures. They don't know nothing about oil prices. They don't know nothing about capacity. They don't know nothing about our partnerships across the world. They don't know that the United States of America is the biggest oil producer in the world. We produce more oil in the United States of America than anywhere in Saudi Arabia, anywhere in the UAE, anywhere in the Middle East, not Venezuela. It's the United States of America. We produce more oil than any country in the world. That is a fact. But of course, you're going to have a bunch of people that don't understand prices, futures, oil production, fracking, partnerships in the Middle East, none of that. And so when you get these politicians that come up here and they say, hey, listen, it's Trump's fault. It's Iran. It's Trump's fault. It's Iran. I want y'all to see the truth before a politician lies to you. Before a politician that wants to become president of the United States of America can ever get in front of you and lie to your face, you can see for yourself. You don't have to depend on a politician for the truth. You can get it straight from the horse's mouth. But now that you have the full story, let's hear what Gavin Newsom has to say.
Small price to pay. Now he's using this crisis of his own making to attempt what he's wanted to do for years, open California's coast for his oil industry friends so they can poison our beaches. That wouldn't lower prices by a cent. And that is likely true. It won't lower the cost of gas by much by restarting that oil pipeline. But again, we are hurting, and the pain at the pump is not expected to ease anytime soon. Gas prices, they always go up pretty quick, but they tend to drop slowly. So more pain at the pump in the coming days and likely weeks.
So here's the question that you have to ask yourself. For everybody that's in California, for everybody that want to be a California raisin, for everybody that continues to vote blue inside of places like Sacramento, Los Angeles, and so on and so forth. This is the question that you want to ask yourself. At what point will you admit that not only is liberal and democratic policies bad, but at what point will you also admit, hear me out, that California is a tale between two classes, and it is the biggest example of classism here in the United States of America. What regular person can survive the volatility of prices to live in California? I don't care if you're in Los Angeles. I don't care if you're in San Diego. I don't care if you're San Francisco. I don't care if you're in North California, Southern California, Newport Beach. I don't care where you're at. Who can survive the volatility and the prices in California and still raise a family there? We ain't even gonna talk. I ain't gonna talk about the crime. I'm not gonna talk about liberalism and how many men can go in women's bathroom. I'm gonna talk strictly economics. Who can survive and still thrive in California? You guys have lost over $1 trillion in wealth. Did you know that? Not $1 billion. $1 trillion in wealth in California. Just by saying that you are going to tax billionaires, they have left and taken their ball to go play elsewhere. I ask you again, who will be able to survive California? When I'm in San Diego, when I'm in La Jolla or Los Angeles or wherever it is that I just so happen to fly over to California to see, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I love San Diego. I love the weather. It is one of the most beautiful, serene awesome places that I've ever visited inside of the United States of America. But I tell you what, it's a reality check. And the reason that it's a reality check is because I've realized that most of the people that own homes in California have just owned them for a long time and just don't want to sell them because they know that they'll never ever be able to get priced back in and be able to have a home in La Jolla up on that mountain, up on that hill. Who can fucking afford $10 and $15 million houses? Who can afford an $8-7 million house? Because I even looked up the places that I was staying in. I looked up the places that I was staying in, and they just owned the houses for a long time. They owned the houses for a long time. And a lot of times they'll renovate and they'll do all of that type of stuff. But I'm telling you, they cannot afford to continue. Nobody can afford to go and move there and just buy an $8 million house. And you middle class. And that's about as the regular houses, the little rinky-dink shacks. The house that I lived in on 21214 Greenlawn in Detroit, Michigan, will cost you over $1 million in California. And I get it. Y'all like being on the beach. Y'all like doing this. Y'all like doing that. But at what cost? California is basically a tale between the people that are rich, but not too rich, and they still love California lifestyle, and they figured out how to be able to leverage their tax dollars or say, hey, I'll live here for 6-7 months out of the year, and I just come and visit, and my real residence is in Las Vegas, but I'm really living in California so that I don't have to pay the taxes the way that I really want, that I don't want to pay it. And so what really happens is you have a tale between two worlds. A group of people that actually understand how to bake the system, and they really rich, and you got the really, really poor people. But there are going to be no more middle-class people in California, bro. Nope. Because you can't afford to live there. You can't even fucking go and get gas for anything less than $8. It's bad, bro. It's bad. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says Ross and Ocho podcast is hilarious. Check it out when you can. Ross and Ocho podcast. This is just Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco and Raheem Taylor. So Ocho is trying to do his own thing now. I didn't even know that this thing existed.
You know, when Leo came down and invited me out, that's a different kind of energy. That's a different kind of tremble. Nowhere else like soccer. I'm stripping down and I'm streaking nude, baby. That's no hate. If I scored in the World Cup, Rose deserve a slice. You know what I'm saying?
How excited you are to see Haiti to play in their first World Cup since 1974.
Haiti taking it. Ooh. Don't even waste your time.
I like it.
Haiti taking it. Without a doubt.
My favorite would be the same one that came out too when I fought. It had to be Amsterdam. So you can stay involved as the action unfolds. My first time actually rapping because I can't rap. I could talk shit.
No,
but I can't.
Wrong.
You wrong.
You wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I got you on the record one night.
Oh, that's right.
At this crib.
I forgot.
I still got it in the vault, baby. It's a hit record,
yeah,
too.
let me know when you use
it. You got your hit. When you ready for your single, let me know.
Okay, all right. I got you. I forgot all about that.
Listen.
You can't forget about that.
Y'all got to drop that one. We need to see that out the vault. Drop that one out the vault. We got Alfonso Davies, Moonchin' My Throne. He actually made this song because he...
Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is for me. Not really my style. I don't know, man. I want people that actually is I don't know. It's just not my style, bro. I don't need to be hip to everything. I just want to be hip to the stuff that I'm hip to. It's not really my style at all, bro. Shout out to you. AD, I hope you go to Ross's car show on June 13th. Bro, I might be in the Brazil. Welcome to Brazil. I might be in Brazil, bro. I'm probably not gonna be in no goddamn car show. I'm gonna be in Brazil, bro. I'll be there. I'm coming for business, washing and detailing them cars. So yeah, see, you're there for business. I don't have a business reason to be here. If I had a business reason to be there, then I would show up. Only cars and coffee for me, AD. That's a fact. Cars and coffee is a lot more chill. It's relaxed. Everybody bring out their cars and all of that bullshit. All street takeovers are Stolies. Most of them are Stolies, bro. Courtney Eggers says, fam, still waiting. I got you, Courtney. You got to be, bro. I promise you, I'm on it. Real talk. I've been scheduling people for real. I got you, bro. TS Car Washing Detail Services, California gas been half a decades. I'm in the Midwest, and they always been $3 more than us. My niece lives in San Diego, and she said it's $7 there and $8 up north. Chase Barnes says, man, even the Kroger Plus card can't help these people wreck per gallon. Speedway. That's where I got gas from this morning. I got it from Speedway. Yep. I got it from Speedway. Yep. Rilo says, emailed you a video of 2 black women in same video. Country Boy Finesse says, if you ever come to Indy, hit me up. I'm a photographer. It would be an honor. Give you or bag chaser event some dope shots. When is the what events is happening in Indianapolis? Let's see, major events and the and y'all about to get the Bears, so you got the Indy 500. We knew about that. Gen Con, the North America's largest. I'm about to go back on my Exploring America tour again. North America's largest tabletop gaming convention, bringing thousands of attendees to the downtown area. So really, it's the Indy 500 in May. I might have to go to the Indy 500. I've never been to the Indy 500. It might be kind of dope. Just to watch and go and see what all of the festivities are. Interesting. The Kentucky Derby. That's why I'm trying to go to the Kentucky Derby. Never been to that. It's too much to see inside of the United States of America for us to be acting like we bored. Kentucky Derby is in 47 days. May 2nd. Let me see what y'all ever went to see what the tickets were. Churchill Downs tickets. General admission. What is general admission? How much is general admission? It's not even expensive. Y'all got suites? Suites probably hitting for a lot. Reserve. It don't even cost that much money to go to the Kentucky Derby. Oh, this is in April. I'm in the wrong dates. May 2nd. There we go. All right. That's what we gotta find the tickets are. Reserve seating, walk around. I don't know why I was looking at it and I was like, oh, why is these seats so cheap? There we go. All right, now we starting to get to it. The reserve seating club, $2,500 for a ticket. Let me see how much these are. $2,700 for a ticket. When is it? May 2nd? I think I'm about to be at the Kentucky Derby. Bring a baddie with me. I'm about to be out there at the Kentucky Derby like this. I'm gonna need a Kentucky Derby hat. How they be dressing at the Kentucky Derby? Let me see. Suits, pastel blazers, light colored sport coats. Let's go to the suit shop and see what they got for us. Kentucky Derby attire for guys. Okay, all right. All right, that's what they looking like. Nothing that Ralph Lauren can't handle. I like it. I like it. Ralph. Nothing that Ralph can't handle. You know what I'm saying? Ralph Lauren. See what we can do. Men. Ralph seemed like they got good Kentucky Derby hookups. Let's go men clothing. Let's go sport coats and blazers. Oh yeah, we about to Kentucky Derby this bitch up. Oh yeah. I like both of these. We gonna put this shit together. We Kentucky Derbying it up, nigga. Pink with the white collars. Oh yeah, nigga, I'm about to be out there. I'm about to be trying to figure out how to purchase a horse. Let me get 1 on 3 the hard way. Yeah, this is where I'm trying to be. I'm not hanging out with you fools no more. I'm going all Kentucky Derby. All derbying it up. Derby dollars time. That's what we doing. Derby dollars time is in the building. Yep. We going Kentucky Derby this year. We definitely going Ralph Lauren. How you gonna tell me don't put that shit on? That's what I wear. That's how we dressed. We Derby Dollar Time is in the building. Boy, what you talking about? Nigga, we about to go and be sitting there with a suite. And we running it up. You late to the party. You late to the party. You want to be out here in the streets still, trying to impress these booger wolves and these stupid fucking hussies. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we do. We going to the Derby. We gonna take us something bad with us, something soft, and we betting that we putting it all on 3 the hard way. So outfit gonna cost $10. That don't mean shit to me. I wear $2,000 shoes, nigga. $2,500 gym shoes. I showed y'all that yesterday, but you wasn't here for the Sunday show. That don't mean nothing to me. My leather jackets cost $5K. Put up 20K for 2 days for the outfits alone. We running up 70,000. 70,000 we spending for the Kentucky Derby. We showing up and we showing out. You ain't seen it. You ain't seen it do it until we do it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's correct. Facts. When I'm at the Derby, I'm not Anton no more. I'm Antonio. And don't call me Antonio either. Call me Antonio. The T's is slightly silent. I'm Antonio, man. Antonio Bentanes. Now watch me. Watch me pull up to the Derby. Watch me pull up to the Derby. It's over. It's up. All right, what else we talking about? Home prices? We got to get the home prices. We was talking about home prices the other day. Until I pull up what it is that I need to pull up, we're going to go with this one real quick. Shout out to James Brown. Home prices. I got to give y'all a housing update. Jasmine Crockett. Nah, we're not doing none of that. We're not doing none of that.
Inventory has been tight in the housing market and it's pushing up prices, but the busy spring
I'm gonna read the rest of the
season
super
could
chat shortly.
shift. Home sellers are
Not just a
relisting
brown
their
girl.
properties at the fastest pace in a decade. A new analysis from Redfin
What up,
found nearly
Patrick?
45,000 homes that were previously pulled off the market were relisted in January. So instead of cutting prices, sellers had decided not to sell. Are they now having second thoughts? Or, Jonathan, are they just coming back and saying, all right, spring is in the air, let's give it a shot?
I mean, the old saying is you sell when you can and not when you have to. So maybe they didn't like the prices they were getting previously, but now some of those sellers might be realizing, look, the market itself is repricing. You have more inventory on the market this year. This is just a fact. About 7% more inventory in terms of single-family homes year over year. The fact is, government, unfortunately, is still at the center of this. I mean, between Fannie and Freddie, government guarantees more than half of all mortgages. But look, we want to see real estate prices repriced. That basically millennials and younger have been completely shut out for years. So we want more supply, lower interest rates, more homes on the market, and that's what we're seeing.
You know,
Again, I'm gonna continue to tell y'all that y'all don't have a housing inventory problem. How many homes are for sale today? In the United States. As of February 2026, late last month, early 2026, key housing inventory data shows that we basically have a over 4-month supply at the current sales pace and 1.3 million unsold existing homes for sale. We got 1.3 million homes, existing homes for sale, and they continue to build. So the people that are relisting are relisting their homes because they couldn't get what they wanted for the homes that they have. Let me tell you this, bro. Look. We have to rethink what homes mean, because first of all, I want y'all to think about how much it's going to cost you to own a home, where you want to live, and how long you're going to be there. The first rule that I tell people that say, Anton, I'm looking to buy a home. The first rule I say is, how long do you plan on being in or owning that home? If you don't plan on being there for at least 10 to 15 years, it's going to be a wash unless you're just 100% banking on the value of the home going up so significantly that you can't afford to not buy a home. Otherwise, I wouldn't advise it. Now, if you're just paying cash, which people don't know that there's a lot of people paying cash for their homes, and of course they do some sort of creative financing in order to do so. If you're not paying cash, then you probably need to chill out. Listen to what I'm saying. If you're not paying cash, then you probably should sit down for a second and relax, because you are basically putting yourself at a disadvantage, because you are going to be paying an egregious amount of money in interest. Now, again, there is no one size fits all. There is no one size fits all. Different people move for different reasons. Different people buy homes for different reasons. Other people choose to rent. I like doing a combination of both. I just want to make sure that I own the home completely, and I don't have any interest payments that's going to the bank. If you got less than 3%, then that's phenomenal. Hold on to it. Do not refinance. Don't pull money out of the house. But I also like to do a combination of both, right? Let's just say hypothetically, because again, it's all based off of your lifestyle. Next year, it's a strong possibility that I move to California, but I spend an extended amount of time in California for maybe 2 to 3 months. If I'm going to spend some time in California for 2 to 3 months, no way that I'm actually going to buy a home down there. Now, I also have the possibility, I got 2 other options. So I'm indecisive. So no way that I'm going to buy a home in any one of those places. And my core is probably always going to be here in Detroit, Michigan, right? So I'm also thinking about Hawaii, because I've never been to Hawaii, and I actually heard that they got the best weather in the wintertime, bar none, even better than Florida. And obviously Southern Florida. Because Southern Florida is Southern Florida, especially in the wintertime. Hurricane season is over. It's awesome. You ain't got to worry about none of that, right? But my point is that you can't just take a one-size-fits-all solution, because everybody's lifestyle is different. Everybody's lifestyle is different. Somebody said Anton is leaving Detroit. When? When? News to me. My home is always going to be Detroit. And plus, how I'm going to run for office here if I don't have a home here? Duh.
You know, what I love about this industry, Jackie, is I feel like it has been so ripe for disruption. I was the seller, pulled it off, pulled it off, finally sold, cut the price, was like, let me walk away. Buyers knew that.
I don't know nothing about the
price
Carolina.
listing history. Yeah. They don't have to go through a broker anymore. This has been so ripe for disruption that I'm not saying it's bad that homes are coming back on the market. But if I'm a buyer, I can look at all of the previous listings, and I've gotten really, really smart. I wonder if like that actually helps or not.
I think that does help. I think that gives them a little bit of an advantage if you're a smart shopper and a smart buyer. But I think what's really happening here is the mortgage rate. So I'm on FreddieMac.com, and the 30-year fixed rate for mortgage is right at 6%. I believe we reported it went slightly under that last week.
5.9.
I don't think it's anything wrong with the interest rate. Really, people need to be paying attention to I mean, because the interest rates is going to be, I would never advise anybody to do a 30-year. I always tell people to do a 15-year. You're going to get it for a cheaper interest rate. More importantly, you're going to pay off your home faster. But also, it's not really the interest rates that's going to kill you, because the interest rates is less than 6%. What's going to kill you is the property taxes, the maintenance, the upkeep, and if you are house poor. It's so many people. They buy a home and they house poor. They make their payments and they house poor. They can't furnish it. They worried about utilities. They worried about property taxes. They worried about the HOAs. They worried about all of the other costs that's going to kick their ass. All of the other costs is what's going to... Most people only take into consideration what the mortgage is. They apply for the loan. It goes through underwriting. They qualify. And then they say, and then they realtor say, this is how much house you can afford. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't afford nothing. And here's the biggest key. Why do y'all not buy something that's lower than whatever your budget is so that you'll have way more money to either A, pay the house off, or B, not be house poor? I'd rather have something that's smaller but nicer that I actually live in and enjoy than something that's massive that I don't use that's taking up all of my money. Don't you still want to be able to do stuff? Go out to dinner, have a good time, shop, come to the Kentucky Derby with Anton from AntonDaniels.com. How you going to do that if you poor? You house poor. You got this big ass house, but you ain't never there because you're working your ass off because you can't really afford to keep it. You can't afford to keep it. My daughter, she got her own house now. She got her own house now. After she graduates, she'll have her own house. Now you have to rethink, what does life look like? Some of y'all kids, for example, is 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. You looking to buy a house and talking about, oh man, for the kids. How do you even know they're going to be there? You paying for this big ass house just in case somebody want to stay over for the holidays. We older now. We not no spring chickens. We not spring chickens. We got to figure out what life look like to us now. We can't just make the same decisions that we used to make. You know what I'm saying? You got a 2.8. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And when you house poor, you usually only one paycheck away from disaster. A house is essentially a place where you lay your head. It's not somewhere where you need to spend an extraordinary amount of money in order to hold on to of your income. That is why a lot of times when you go and apply for apartments, they want you to make 3 times the rent because they want to make sure you can afford it.
But the 52-week range for this mortgage was, the 52-week average was 6.45. Yeah. So you've got rates down 0.5%. So if the seller didn't have to sell last year and they decided, I want to stick to my guns and get my price, I don't need to move this second, I'm going to pull my home off the market. I'm going to wait for rates to come down. They've come down 0.5 point. Same seller goes back on the market, roughly in the same ballpark price range, and probably will have more opportunity to catch a buyer here. So that's what I think is happening. I think if you can get to 5.5, you're going to see even more people say, let's sell. They're looking for the price cut in the rate. They want the person to get their payment down on the rate side of it, not on the purchase price side.
Let me build on that, though, because I think we hit an interest pivot point recently. The number of mortgages that are outstanding that have a 6% or higher mortgage rate dipped below, for the first time in years, the number of mortgages that are at 3% and below. So now you got about 20% mortgages, 6% and above, 20% below 3%, and the rest, The 60% is somewhere in the middle. So I think that's an enticement as well. I think to your point, it's the rate coming down, and then does the psychology change, right? Because no one's really making a decision on a quarter of a basis point necessarily, but do they believe the market's getting better, that they can get more opportunity, they get more for their money? That psychological impact of it is improving, because I think at the end of the day, that matters to home buyers. You're thinking about an emotional investment, not just a financial one.
One quick thing.
Never get emotional when it comes to buying a house. Always think logically. Anything you buy emotionally, if you buy a car emotionally, you buy a house emotionally, you're going to regret it. Anything you buy emotionally, you are going to regret it. Anything you buy emotionally usually ends up in a bad decision every single time. Every single time. All right? So listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Again, the best day to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month. But this is the best time right now for you because we live streaming tomorrow after the show. I'm going to put it up today, this afternoon. Your car going to be busy as fuck because I got a bunch of videos that I'm sending to them today. But tomorrow after the show at roughly 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be live streaming because I like the last time that we did the live stream on the Patreon. We're going to be doing Stock Club. Stock Club tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern after Millionaire Morning Show. We running it up. And if you are not a part of the Bag Chasers, if you're not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We taking care of business and we getting to it. All right. So it's time to run it up. It's time to get down to it. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me read some more of these super chats. And I'm going to get y'all up out of here. Javi Hobby says, moved to California in 2011 for work. I qualified for low-income housing with a 6-figure income. California is not a real place. That's crazy. Lyric the Gamer says, what up, AD? Did you hear about Washington state legislation passing a record $80.2 billion budget? Send it to me. I'll cover it tomorrow. My girl P. Shank says, Anton, you might purchase a horse because you can. Absolutely. Well, technically, I already got a horse. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be quiet about that one. Patrick says, first super chat. What up, Patrick? BTB says, wanted to say thank you, AD. Interview Like a King video helped me secure an $80,000 offer. Many blessings and continue to run it up. Bag Chasers for life. Shout out to the Bag Chasers. What up, Just a Brown Girl in America says, I want to go and wear a big hat. Good afternoon, Anton. What up? I've been to the Kentucky Derby twice. It's basically a hat show for the ladies, but people be dressed to express. I had a cane last year. Shout out to you, TS Car Wash and Detail Service. I got to give you a jokey joke, Shakur. Yeah, I got to give y'all a jokey joke. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, good show. Don't hate on Michael B. Jordan. Ocho, Emmanuel Acho. Don't hate on Stephen A. Smith. Buy a house at the price that you're supposed to, not at the price that you think that you need it. Keep your gas prices low and stay out of California if you don't have to be. Don't be Jasmine Crockett security guard. And don't go to Cars and Coffee instead of street takeovers. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later.